Hey folks, Seth here, and today I'm going to talk about values. Value as it comes, like what's valuable? And I think this question and this definition of this word becomes more important as artificial intelligence progresses, because what happens is artificial intelligence now starts producing more intelligence than human beings, and traditionally human beings derived value from their intelligence, right? To be useful to others, for instance, right? To solve problems. But if we're having AI now solve it, that's where the value generation comes from. So my view on value is value has to be tangible. What I consider to be valuable is, first of all, other people themselves. There is intrinsic value in people, period. So it's your relationships, it's people around you. That's that has the most value above all. Beyond that, of course, there is all living beings, and we can argue that those living beings have value on the same level as people, but they do have the intrinsic value by themselves. After that, the value is in intangible assets, and by tangible assets, I mean something that is physical. I would say land by itself and the use of land has value because you can grow crops on it, you can build a high rise on it, you can grow a forest on it, you can give it to nature, whatever it is, it's valuable by itself. Also, I would say mineral resources have value, right? Like in and when it comes to like even precious resources, gold and silver, and it's not just precious, like any sort of uh, physical things have value. And why is that? I mean, gold is fun to play around with. I mean, it has industrial applications, but it's also, it feels good. It's heavy and it gives a shiny tint. It's sort of like it's something tangible, so it has an intrinsic value. Again, we can argue how much value in that, but there's definitely value there. So what else is valuable? Is the things people produce. Is the expression of people's creativity. Everything that a person creates has value, right? Some have practical value, like the house, this apartment I live in, right? Practical value gives me shelter, you know. So and other things are creative, like something, whether it's a song, whether it's whether it's a painting, whether it's a book, those have a sort of intrinsic value. Now, what doesn't have value is anything sort of artificial and rooted in our artificially constructed structures. For example, I would say that money in itself does not have value. Like before, they had value when you could exchange it for gold because you get something tangible, but now it's like value is in underlying legal framework of a country. I mean, it's just a bunch of pen to paper. That's all it is. It doesn't have any intrinsic value whatsoever, so it's not valuable to me. And I would argue that even cryptocurrency does not have any value. Like, I mean, there is a ledger that's going around millions of servers and all that stuff, but I mean, it's not backed on it. It's just ephemeral. It's technology, right? Like, it's not real, so it doesn't really have any value. Also, stocks. Any stocks doesn't do not have value. Like I literally, it's just a legal piece of paper that gives me shares in a hypothetical company that I don't control myself. That has no value to me whatsoever. So the entire stock market has no value to me. What else does not have value? I think, yeah, I think any kind of frameworks or technologies that are invented have no value at all. I mean, they could help you achieve something in the context of the framework, but will they really help you, or will they actually limit your ability to think? And that's what I find with the majority of frameworks. With actually all the frameworks right now, they're limiting, right? Especially if it's something that you didn't come up with yourself. Meaning, like, you adopt somebody's framework and you pay something. Normally, what happens is you start paying them for that framework if it's proprietary. And then what happens is you sort of put a cage, a prison on your mind. So to me, the value of the frameworks is just like, why would I put myself in a certain cage of a particular framework, right? I mean, it's good to have that perspective, and it's good to know all of the frameworks, but viewing them as intrinsically having no value is probably a good approach, but also giving you flexibility to use them as is. So think about the implications of what I just said, and the discernment between things that are valuable and things that are not. And think about how much of your life is invested and how much of your emotional well-being is invested in things that are valuable, actually valuable, and things that are not. And if you can figure it out and align with your life with things that are intrinsically valuable, you will see that your well-being will improve. And that's all, folks.